Hey guys, today we'll discuss indirect object. After we have learned direct object, now it's time to learn indirect object. Before you can find the indirect object, we have to find the direct object. As we have learned, we can find the direct object by finding the action verb and asking what or whom. Now to find the indirect object, we will add one more step and ask who or what receives it. A direct object tells who or what receives action in a sentence, and an indirect object tells for whom or for what an action has been taken. Indirect object usually appears with verbs that are used to talk about transferring or communicating things from one person to another or doing things to somebody. Let's see some examples. I gave John the keys. In this example, I is subject. Now we will follow 3 steps. Find the action verb and gave is action verb. So in our second step, we have to ask gave what? And our answer will be the keys. So keys is direct object. Now third step, we have to ask who or what receives it. And our answer will be John. So John is indirect object. Remember, once you have found the direct object, you have to ask who or what receives it to find the indirect object. Next example, Dad made for Honey a sandwich. In this sentence, Dad is subject. So let's find action verb. Step 1. Made is action verb. Step 2. Made what? Ask made what? A sandwich. A sandwich is direct object. So in step 3, whom was the sandwich made? Honey. Therefore, an indirect object is honey. So it's clear, an indirect object is the recipient of direct object. Not all sentences have indirect object. Next example, he sent his mother a postcard. In this sentence, pronoun he is subject. Now, sent is action verb. So step 2, sent what? A postcard. So postcard is direct object. Now, who receives postcard? His mother. So his mother is indirect object. Next example, Honey threw Sarah the ball. Now, Honey is subject. Threw is action verb. So let's circle threw and ask what did Honey throw? The ball. Therefore, the ball is direct object. Now step 3, who receives the ball? Sarah. So Sarah is indirect object. Next example, she gave the beggar a sandwich. Now pronoun she is subject. Let's find action verb. Gave is action verb because it shows action. Now step 2, ask gave what? A sandwich. So sandwich is direct object. Step 3, who or what receives it? The beggar. Therefore, the beggar is indirect object. Remember, before you can find the indirect object, you have to find the direct object. Follow 3 steps formula. After step 2, once you have found the direct object, ask who or what receives it. And you will have your indirect object in your hands. Remember, before you can find the indirect object, you have to find the direct object. Follow 3 steps formula. After step 2, once you have found the direct object, ask who or what received it. And you will have your indirect object in your hand. Now we'll see compound indirect object. Compound indirect object is similar to compound direct object. In my video about direct object, I have explained direct object may be the compound of 2 or more objects. Let's see some examples. In this example, Dad bought Sarah and me some sandwiches. In this sentence, Dad is subject. Now let's find action verb. Bought is action verb. It shows action. So in our second step, we have to ask, bought what? Some sandwiches. Sandwiches is direct object. Now in step 3, ask who receives these sandwiches? Sarah and me. Therefore, Sarah and me is compound indirect object because there is two indirect objects, Sarah and me. Next example, I gave Layla and Sarah ice cream. Now in this sentence, I is subject, gave is action verb. Now gave what? Ice cream. So ice cream is direct object. Now in step 3, who receives ice cream? Layla and Sarah. Therefore, Layla and Sarah is compound indirect object. We are calling them compound because they are more than one indirect object. 1 and 2. Now next example. The grandmother made Jim and Sarah soup. Grandmother is subject. Made is action verb. Made what? Soup. Now who received soup? Jim and Sarah. Therefore, Jim and Sarah is compound indirect object. One more example. We told mom and dad a lie. Now in this sentence, pronoun we is subject. Now we have to find action verb. Told is action verb. Told what? A lie. Therefore, a lie is direct object. Now who receives lie? Mom and dad. So mom and dad is compound indirect object. Therefore, compound indirect object is similar to compound direct object. As I have given examples in my last video that a direct object may be a compound of two or more objects. In the same way, compound indirect object may be a compound of two or more indirect object. Last example. This example shows pronoun as indirect object. Sarah told me a secret. In this sentence, Sarah is subject. So we have to find action verb. Told is action verb. Told what? A secret. So a secret is direct object. Now who receives secret? Me. Now who received secret? Me. Therefore, indirect object is pronoun me. Indirect objects are nouns or pronouns that identify to whom or for whom the action of the verb is performed, as well as who is receiving the direct object. Indirect objects are nouns or pronouns that identify to whom or for whom the action of the verb is performed, as well as who is receiving the direct object. I hope it's clear.